point until kickoff Saturday. Beat Illinois. We got a full show for you. Lots to cover. Lots to go through. My main man, Nick, is going to run the board and get us through it. I'll bring him into the conversation several times because as a sounding board, Nick can tell me from a local standpoint, one, what the students are thinking, two, what the fan base is thinking about this. There are a couple of things that I always find interesting. And there is a list of things that are said by Husker fans that are common statements. Well, we had the best practice we've had. Right? Through all of this, I would ask, Nick, what's the one Husker thing that's said that you hope is never said again?
Oh.
We had the best practice we've had. Just want to focus on Illinois.
I want to hear that, though.
Okay.
I think that's like I said in my show, like yesterday's thing was good because it showed that he was focused on Illinois, that this coaching staff is focused on Illinois.
Okay.
Maybe throughout the season, maybe the whole best practice, but that's kind of a fallback. It's just kind of always there.
I was asked this earlier today, and I doing my morning walk, and it's 1,000 degrees out, and I'm not really in the place. I got headphones. I got my pods in, so I can't really hear people. And I had some people who were over at the mill, and they kind of waved me down and said, "Hey, got a question for you." And I didn't know what people were asking. And I says, "Well, you think we'll beat Illinois?" Here's where I am on a Tuesday, the week before. I'm not sure that the Huskers know if they're going to beat Illinois. If you ask the coaching staff, they're ready. They think they're ready. They're saying all the right things or not saying all the bad things. Cool. Players, I think players believe they're talented enough to beat Illinois. Fan base, do you think the Huskers beat Illinois? And are you comfortable enough to say it? Are you comfortable enough to say and be tracked by the thing you say? Nick, if I asked you, Huskers win on Saturday, yes or no, and hold you to it as the way your reputation is going to be gauged the rest of the football season, if I asked you if you're comfortable in saying the Huskers win Saturday, what do you say to that?
I am.
You're comfortable, so you'll ride with that. We can put it in ink.
Yes,
as they say during March Madness, Sharpie. We can put it in Sharpie. They're going to win Saturday.
Yes.
Here's what the fan base that I talked to this morning said. They believe that the Huskers will win, but they also, in the same space, doubt that the Huskers can win. And that's across the board. To tell you to talk to probably 14 Husker fans today, and all of them said the very same thing. We should win. I'm just not sure I can expect us to win. And this is, and there was this beautiful, like, 70-year-old woman on a Tuesday had on her Husker game days. She was ready. And she said, well, doggone it, we should win. It's freaking Illinois. And I went, I want to hug you, lady. I want to hug you because it's Illinois. And yes, Illinois came in here and put a foot on somebody's throat last year. Not acceptable. Certainly not the norm. Nebraska's track on opening day is pretty good. Has been. Always has been. I mean, I think there was a 29-game streak at one point for opening days.
Yeah.
Yeah, those days. Those days where you could expect it. And being pretty dominant over Illinois. Last year's visit by the Fighting Illini was a shocker in the sense that it was accepted as, it's what we're doing now. So to Tina, who I talked to today, bless your heart for being the fighting spirit of Husker fandom. Because she said what I, in my mind, should be the walking papers. And again, you can hold them accountable for it on Saturday and Sunday. But she said, we should win. It's freaking Illinois. We're in Nebraska. So, listeners, have at it. 464-5685 on the Starter Heyman text line. Text in. Let me know what you think. You can call in, give your 2 cents on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 464-5685. A couple of things from the text line that's there. Tyler, you are far too kind in your words, kind sir. Greatly appreciated. Drumstick, you're dead on. Little Corey Glover, not bad way to get you through. Gabe says we just get quotes that he doesn't want to hear. We just didn't get it done Saturday. Drumstick says we left a lot in the cupboard. So that one. Oh, we weren't left a lot in the cupboard. That one gets old quick.
Yeah, I have my own opinions on that one.
We'll get into it. Somebody says we'll find a way to lose. Tired of summer winning. Time to win. Put them on the record. Joe says they will win. The Huskers will win by at least 17 points. Faisal says the same thing. They'll beat Illinois by 17. Also from the text line, well, I'm not putting my reputation on the line Saturday. I'm putting real money on the line, and he's taking the over. Fan asked the question, DP, have you been to a home game in Lincoln with fans, and what was your experience like? Yes, I have. As I've told the story, my wife was coming here for business once a month or so. And probably around 6 months or so, she says, well, hey, why don't you go with me to Lincoln? And I'm like, okay, well, there's a ball game. So I'm in. And went to the game. We've gone to a couple of full crowd games. One of them, the one that made the decision for us that we would buy a house here, was Michigan State 3 years ago.
9-6 win.
9-6 Snow Bowl. Right? 9-6 Snow Bowl. And I thought to myself, having been in several snow football games, not everybody handles it well. It's not positive. It's not a great experience. Well, we were right there at the Residence Inn. We walked to the stadium in the snow. A couple of tailgates were going on that we found fascinating. Folks reached out to us not knowing. She had some relationships, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And we would bounce from place to place. And then we went inside. We were on the club level, but we were the seats were out in the weather. And so folks were bouncing back and forth, but I'm kind of this way. Suck it up, Buttercup. If you're going to go to the game, sit out in the snow and deal with it. But it was flowing so heavy. It was like, had it snowed like this in DC for Washington game, we would have gone to the club and watched the game from the seats, like from the sofas. But the people in that section were super welcoming, super friendly. They didn't know us, but they were very, very inclusive in what was going on. Halftime was amazing in the club area. I got to meet a whole bunch of folks. And then when the game ended, and again, not a score fest. It was 6-6 until I go, okay, we're going to win the game 9-6. And we walked into the Haymarket, and I thought, this will tell me a lot. Like, how are people going to handle this? If this is the norm, how are they going to handle it? And I thought, my goodness gracious, you guys were in the mood, cordial, friendly, welcoming. Like, we went to several different bars. The streets were well handled. It was very walkable. People were very considerate of each other. And I think it was that night that we kind of looked at each other and said, yeah, I can live here. Like, I can live here. Because it was the first time I got to actually figure out that Pinnacle Bank Arena was close. Haymarket was close. And I thought, wow, this is okay. So we came back one more time. We came back a couple more times. Once to see baseball and once to see basketball. And I was hooked. Like, I went to a basketball game and I went, you guys aren't good and this is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have been. I'm looking forward to what Fordham brings and Buffalo brings. I'm looking forward to that to see what that's going to be like. Um, the pregame shows and the tailgates, and to meet Barry Swanson, who really doesn't exist, but they keep telling me that he does, like he's an actual person. So there's that. Outdoors Kevin says you guys are negative. We're going to kick their. I'm not. I haven't said anything negative at all. As a matter of fact, I'm wondering why it's a question of whether they're going to beat Illinois or not. I hope you're I hope you're listening to me before you yell at me. Or being negative at all. Ohio Husker says going to roll 14 plus in the win. Texas says it's hot outside. Yes, it is. My morning walk will take me through Haymarket, down to the Haymarket Park, around it, back up, sometimes up to Memorial, depending on what's going on at the stadium or not, and then back home. And there's some wonderful. I'm probably going to incriminate myself, but usually softball and baseball, usually the gates are open because people are working.
Mm-hmm.
Like people there working, and I don't know. I'm nosy and curious.
Shocker.
Yeah, so I'll poke my head, just my head, like I don't, like Rich Pryor, like my feet wasn't really running. I peek in, and every day I get just to see what they're working on, and you'll run into some players who are coming out of the office. Mm-hmm. You'll run into some Huskers that are coming down to their baseball office, and you'll see some softball players. Matter of fact, softball players got their fall schedule announced yesterday, so there'll be games. So yeah, I'm around it, and then when I come back up, it's usually I'll walk by the mill, mm-hmm. and there are always some old dudes. Like last week, there were a couple of Huskers, former Huskers, who were there in the mill just kind of having coffee. And I walk by and I get the, hey, young man, which lets me know it's old school. It's old school. Hey, young man, come talk to me a second. And we'll go over and have conversation. Are you going to be at the Fordham game? Probably not, because our home schedule at the ticket will sound something like this. And Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. Husker Online show 7 to 8. Mm-hmm. The high school Saturday show from 8 to 9. Mm-hmm. Connor and I will roll over at 9 and probably get us to 9:30. Then the gang comes in. We run a full post-game show from like this week when it's noon.
Yeah, so like 3-ish.
Yeah.
To 6.
Right. And then the post-game show, the first 90 minutes of the post-game show will be folks in studio, but me and Jay Foreman will be posted up at Tanner's for post-game to do our post-game shows from there, which will probably run based on kickoff time, either from, 5 to 7, 6 to 8, maybe even 8 to 10, and we'll hang out there. And then for you're going to come back in here Sunday morning for the student section. Yeah. We're working on a couple of projects for Sunday morning as well.
Yeah. So
me being at the game,
that's the relaxing time.
Well, and I watched look. First of all, and it's a little bit of let me just say it. I'm used to having field credentials. Mm-hmm. I don't have field credentials here. I'm a little bothered by it. I'm a little bothered by it. Look, you talk about ego and arrogance. I have very few of them in truth, but doggone
that's one of them.
Like, no, man. Like, look, I've been through too many. Look, this ain't my first rodeo. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been through too many. For me to tell fans what the fans want to know, to hear player and coach conversations, officiating conversations, those are things that I pay attention to. I can tell how the game is going by the sideline. Like, I don't have to look at the games. Just give me the sideline conversations and the officials talking to players and such, and I get a pretty good idea of what's going on the field. And yes, I have credentials, and I can go sit up in press box and I'm appreciative and I'm grateful for it. But if they want me at this, like, I can go to most NFL stadiums on Sunday, flash my ID, and get on the sideline. I can't do that here, and I'm just a little bothered. It's just me. Be mad at me if you want, but I'm just saying I'm a little bit. Plus, it's just such a long day.
Yeah.
Because that means in order to do the high school show, we have to go to high school games. We'll be broadcasting high school games Thursday and Friday, and then post game, and then getting it all together. So the weekends are pretty chaotic. I'll be at some games. I know, like I'm just trying to pick and choose which ones it is. Fordham. A part of me says go to Fordham for like the first half and just kind of walk around and see it. But I want to actually see the game. So for me, I'll probably just post up at Tanner's, but that's just me. Jason is on the line. Jason, how you doing today, brother?
Hey, guys. I don't think Nebraska's going to win, but like I think you said earlier, DP, I just don't know for sure. I could see them winning. I think they have been working hard and getting, better in the weight room. And, we're hearing good things. But honestly, when Scott Frost talks, sometimes I'm like, yeah, whatever. We've heard this before. I didn't have a problem with this press conference this week. I kind of like the matter-of-factness. But I don't know. It's hard to have any faith when, we were just going to, we're definitely beat Illinois last year. We got Minnesota. That's no problem. How many times have we planned on beating Iowa and Purdue, on paper as before the season? It's like, yeah, gravy. We can't plan on anybody. A big part of me thinks 1 to 3 wins. I'm probably way off. Hopefully this team overachieves. I think they're capable of winning most of their games. And to wrap it up, that Oklahoma game that everybody was all fired up about, I don't think we have any business playing Oklahoma. I would have been just fine if Frost and the leadership would have backed out of that Oklahoma game. There's no way in the world we're going to win this. And, they can go down there and prove me wrong. They're college kids versus college kids. So hopefully they do prove me wrong. But I could see it being 56-3, and I don't know. It doesn't do me any good to watch Nebraska get on national TV. So anyway, thanks, guys.
All right, Jason. Outdoors Kevin is on the line. Let's talk to Kevin. Kevin, how you doing, brother?
Hey, good. Hey, thanks for taking my call. Congratulations on the show. This is for the guy who just called, the sourpuss. I hope the Huskers, the players, are not listening to this guy, because this guy just sounds doom and gloom. We got to get up for this. This is the first game of the year. Yeah, we've had some bad luck, but these are kids. These are college kids. Let's come on. Let's be the good fans. Let's not be the down and gloomy, crabby fans. I'll hang up and listen to you guys. Thanks.
See, here's the thing. Both Jason and Kevin fit firmly in their lanes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with how you feel about the Huskers, good, bad, or indifferent. I just want to know where your head is. Tom joins us next. Tom, how you doing, brother?
Good. Hey, I just want to say that I don't know. I'm totally 50-50 on this game, and I'm thinking that turnovers is going to be the big deal. We win the turnover battle, we win the game. The thing about Illinois, if you really watch, and I know you do, DP, the back end and the linebackers for Illinois get the snot out of people. I don't know what it is about those guys. I don't know if it was playing for Lovey back in the day last year or what it is, but if our receivers and our running backs don't hold on to the football, when those guys hit, and they hit, we're going to lose the turnover battle. So hold on to the ball, win the turnover battle, win the game.
Most coaches who aren't here who have talked about this game, I've talked to probably 17 coaches in the Big Ten. And from week to week, the one thing that they put on the board is control the controllables, which is their assignments, their knowledge of formations, their fits. Where under the question marks and the intangibles, play safe so that you don't you're not reckless and you don't hurt yourself. 2, don't give the ball away. 3, stay connected to the game. Like if you're not in the game at the moment, stay connected. So when we put you in, we don't have to worry about it. He's right. Turnovers dictated Nebraska's season last year. I don't think that'll be different this year. I don't. I think turnovers and injuries, the 2 things that you don't really have control over, well, that's the big part of it. Great teams figure out how to not put the ball on turf and how not to give it away. Great teams often have depth so that if an injury happens, they have an answer. And at most positions, Nebraska has an answer if there's an injury. It's not ideal, but they have an answer. At least they have somebody who can come in and be competent. I think that's a big part of how the play comes out. Careless Whisper says, I don't see a loss on the schedule, but I'm an optimist. I'm okay with that too. Like as a coach, I've never gone into a season to do anything but go to win the next game. And if I do that 10 times, 12 times, I've had a good year. Pretty simple. That's how we go through it. No, one more text before we go. These guys are great. The text line, you guys are on fire. They say, I think a lot of Husker fans believe in Brett Bielema more than they do Scott Frost. I know I do. That's why nobody is very confident about the outcome of this game.
Why?
Because he's won Big Ten championships. Period.
Years ago.
All we're basing any of these conversations on for longevity and legacy purpose is that he was dominant in the Big Ten conference. He's been dominant against Nebraska, right? Fair to say. But he hasn't played Scott Frost's version of Nebraska either. So there's that. Don't miss that part of it. That he's walking into, yes, he's got tape and he's got, some recent history, but I really this is a 50-50 game for me, as most real conference first week games are. Like the following week of all the Big Ten games, most of them are 50-50 games because you have no idea who's going to run out there. We don't even know who's going to start yet. So, but there's that. We'll throw it a break. We'll come back. We'll pick this up because the text line says so. We're going one-on-one, baby.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
State Farm, this is Bill.
It finally got me, Bill.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes.
Oh.
Year after rim-wrecking year, it's tormented the people of this town. It got me good.
But State Farm's got you too.
You hear that? You ain't nothing.
You trash talking a pothole?
Yes, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
At Koppel, you can shop online for the most affordable crossovers, SUVs, cars, and trucks. They have new Chevrolet and GMC or used inventory, all at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Sean Callahan, and before I got my car at Koppel, I shopped online at koppelcars.com. I found a vehicle I liked, then I drove that money-saving mile to Koppel in Louisville. You should too. It was just minutes from I-80 or at koppelcars.com.
Join DP and Jay Foreman on Wednesday at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. DP will go 1-1 at 3 with Husker Online Sean Callahan, and Jay joins in from 4 to 6 to preview the Illinois game and more. That's all this Wednesday at Tanner's 30th and Yankee Hill.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Week 0 scores are in while other high school teams are getting ready to suit up for their first game. The Lincoln North Star Navigators secured their first win in their season opener against Hastings, 23-14. After being down by as much as 14 due to turnovers, they rallied back in the second half for the win. In other Week 0 matchups, Cross County came out against Blue Hill 86-8. Laurel Concord Courage beat Homer 62-0, and Sandy Creek came out on top against Schuyler 24-0. In season openers this week on Friday, Lincoln High will face Lincoln North Star, Fremont will play at Lincoln Northeast, Gretna will play at Lincoln Southwest. On Thursday, in their season openers, Lincoln Pius will play at Lincoln East. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Lay the groundwork for more harvesting capacity when you order a new John Deere combine during Landmark Implement's early order program. Whether you're looking to improve your existing combine or you've been wanting to update to a new model year, now is the time to upgrade. Get the very latest harvesting equipment and technology that fit your operations needs, then get it ordered. You can get your new John Deere combine built just the way you want. Contact your local Landmark Implement for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to segment 2, and we appreciate you folks on the Starter Heyman video stream. We've got 93.7 The Ticket shirts that if you go to the video stream and tell me what I'm wearing, I'll give you a shirt. We'll take the first 3. How about that? First 3 folks who text in,
send in your size as well.
Yeah, you got to do that as well. But tell me what's on the video stream, and then I'm just going to give you a little heads up. Come Monday for this show, for those folks who have downloaded the app, we're going to have some pretty nice jersey giveaways for people who are on the app. We just need you to download the app. We're sending you over to the app. For the folks that don't have it, I understand, but that's okay. Brian, yes, I have on a black jacket, but what else?
That's not going to be good enough, man.
What else?
All right, we got 3 of them.
There we go. You know what? So Tyler is always good. So Tyler, Brian, look at him go. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, so I'll let Nick pick from that group.
Oh.
Well, no, Brian was first, Tyler.
Yeah.
And then Lemon is new.
Lemon is on our show. Lemon is usually the texter right at 2:00.
See, that's awesome. Ed's got it right. Aaron got it right. Outdoors Kevin got Jeremy. Brian got it right. Nicely done. Alexander the Great. What a great text name. That's exceptional. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, he texted in a couple times today during ours.
Well done. So we've got a couple of Brian's in there. So well done. Drumstick says Gabe Irvin will score the first touchdown of the 2021 season. He's calling it right now. I'm not sure that have they decided that who the number 1 is?
They have. Lubick said today that they have a number 1, but he won't tell us who.
He won't tell. Beef Juice.
Which
Beef Juice is a name. That's fantastic. Shut up and get out of here. Beef Juice needs a shirt. That's that's exceptional.
How do we set up a text name? Just send us in a name that you want.
Oh man, that's exceptional. Look, if you want a shout out, that's the way we're gonna do it. Careless Whisper says, I don't have video, but I'm guessing khakis and Hawaiian shirt, halfway buttoned up, top hat, monocle.
Just left Holmes Lake Beach.
That's exceptional. That's exceptional. Well done. A couple of things before that came in before the break. Mike says that DP, you got to remember that these are different 18 to 25-year-old kids who weren't there when Bielema was the coach under a Barry Alvarez-esque offense in Wisconsin. Let the kids prove it to the fans. That's Mike. I know that they're not the same kids, but the kids that are currently there, the kids that we saw last year, they had a chance to prove it to us, and they'll have the chance to prove it again. What we're talking about is looking forward. I don't know. You don't know. That's why we're having the discussion. I'm not saying that Bielema has an advantage other than the fact that, guess what? He's got his kids believing just like Scott Frost does. Like, I'm not sure who walks in here an advantage. The one thing I would say is I always enjoyed playing a team whose neck I had my foot on the year before. There are certain things from a psychological standpoint that don't leave, especially when you rush for almost 300 yards. Because that's physicality. That's not anything other than being stronger, faster, and choosing that. Travis says, you say years ago for Bielema doing anything. What has Frost done lately? Red Kool-Aid at its finest. There's no Kool-Aid. There's zero Kool-Aid. What I said to you was, it's both coaches have their players believing that they're ready and prepared to get a win on Saturday. Bielema has his own. Like, from all reports from Champaign is that this group really feels like they have an advantage going into the game Saturday. So that's where that is. Beansky is awesome. That's also a great name. Kyle says, I'm a varsity baseball coach in town. Any chance you do preseason speeches? Need guys to buy into one another? Absolutely. Find me on Twitter or Instagram and shoot me a message, and we'll work it out. It's what I'm a speaker. That's what I do. Also from the text line, I guarantee Adrian Martinez is going to scramble for the first TD on Saturday. That's not bad.
If he scrambles and he has to escape pressure, I'm okay with that. If it's a design quarterback run on third and goal from the 3,
I'm okay with that too. As long as he scores
in the situation.
I don't care if Adrian Martinez has to carry it 17 times inside the 40 to get him a touchdown. Not ideal, but I'll make do. I'll make that do. He said that must be a big boy's helmet, not a DB size for DP. You are correct, Craig. This is a grown man size. This is the real shell, baby. Had to get it in. Beansky says, I think Nebraska should beat Illinois every year, but I haven't seen enough from the staff to be confident in that. This is the beauty of week 0, the days leading up to week 0. We don't have eyes on a consistent, regular basis. We haven't seen Friday's work. We don't know who the lineup is going to be. We don't know the depth chart. We don't know. They haven't done the injury reports. We haven't done any of that. I can go from what the players have told me, what the coaches have told me, from both Nebraska and Illinois. And the players from Illinois have a seriously high level of confidence because the last time they saw that jersey and this hat, they had a party. So that's how we're going to do that. That's how we're going to do that. Web Blanket says, I don't know who has an advantage either, but I do know that that Nebraska is taking the field with a returning non-QB rusher who gained 71 yards last season. A returning leading wide receiver with 12 catches, and an NFL tight end with 1 TD. I know that Illinois physically manhandled Nebraska's defense a year ago, and they've been practicing weight training all the season, just like NU. And that's why Blanket. The beauty of sports is the next opportunity, the next chance. And what my hope is, what I would do in all season. So if somebody put their foot on my throat last year, that following year, a lot of my time is fixing all the things that were broke. I can't speak to whether the Huskers have fixed those things. All right? Not sure. Are the players a year better on both teams? Yes. Adrian Martinez back in the starting lineup makes a difference. It makes a difference. Marquise Stepp was not wearing Husker red last year. Makes a difference. Samori Toure, same thing. All those things are there in play. That's why they play the games. That's why Saturday is going to be so poor. You guys on the text line are just on fire. Captain Redbeard, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, Captain Redbeard. That's fantastic. My buddy Sean from the DMV, bruh, I am psyched for this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. Alexander Gray says loves the show. He doesn't have to listen to Omaha garbage anymore. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. You get a shirt for that. That's pretty cool.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. No, all doubt. Mr. Unbelievable says great show. Look, my frustration is the same as most people's. Normally going into a season, I've been around the team that I'm covering. I've been around them at practice. In a lot of cases in Utah and Texas where I was allowed to be in video. Like Utah, I could actually go to film study. So I could tell you what they're working on and what it's supposed to look like on Saturday versus having to gather information on the perimeter. My gut says that Nebraska should win big Saturday. But here's the thing, and to be clear, I never quite have figured out how to measure somebody getting up from a knockout punch. Some people recover really well, but Illinois came in to Nebraska's house and delivered a knockout punch. As a matter of fact, they delivered several. And as much as a player tells you that they don't remember that and that it's game to game, they remember. And they will either get even, they'll either get even and get back, or they'll walk into that stadium in Champaign with an eye towards the guy who punched them out last time. Talent, Big Five talent is Big Five talent is Big Five talent. Coaching schemes and the psychology behind it play a big role in how this thing plays out. For me, talent is equal, especially with the returning talent. Advantage Illinois because of the win last year. To me, slight advantage Nebraska at quarterback. Because I think if things don't go Adrian's way, he has more tools to still hurt Illinois than Brandon Peters does Nebraska. The game will be decided up front. If Nebraska's big guys win on either side of the ball, they will do well because it will allow their more talented running back, quarterback, receivers to do what they need to do. If Nebraska's bigs don't dominate Illinois' offensive line in the interior gaps, it's going to be a long Saturday. I'll just say that. We'll throw it to break. When we come back, a little small tribute to Charlie Watts and the Stones. I'll give you 10 songs that make me smile when I think of Charlie Watts setting the heartbeat of rock and roll. We'll be right back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Early break with Sip and Jake.
We're going to the West Coast here to talk to Vince in Napa, California. Vince, you're on early break. Go ahead, man.
As far as this turnover issue, I mean,
yes,
it's hard. I mean, obviously, it's no secret that that's been a major problem the last decade. Now, Sip, Jake, I mean, you guys will appreciate this one. The offense has been like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The heat and humidity in full force once again today. A heat advisory in effect this afternoon. Actual temps near 100. It will feel more like 105 with a south wind at 15. Slight chance of storms this evening, a low dropping down to 71. Just a touch cooler tomorrow with a high of 93. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Koppel, you can shop online for the most affordable crossovers, SUVs, cars, and trucks. They have new Chevrolet and GMC or used inventory, all at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Sean Callahan, and before I got my car at Koppel, I shopped online at koppelcars.com. I found a vehicle I liked, then I drove that money-saving mile to Koppel in Louisville. You should too. It was just minutes from I-80 or at koppelcars.com.
We're in this together, and we will get through this together. The vaccines are tested effective and needed.
Welcome to the clinic with Charm.
Get your COVID-19 vaccine so we can do this and this and this.
We are now boarding flight
Together again, because we got through it together. This message sponsored by the Helmsley Charitable Trust, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Don't settle for living with pain and discomfort. The therapy experts at Madonna Therapy Plus have enhanced safety protocols in place and are ready right now to help you return to health. Feeling good is vital to your overall well-being. Therapy Plus is open in Omaha and Lincoln for comprehensive physical, speech, and occupational therapy, all with enhanced in-person safety plus new telehealth options. So don't let wellness wait. Learn more and schedule an appointment at therapyplus.madonna.org.
Mike Schaefer here with 5-star childcare provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
If you're feeling past your prime with low libido, fatigue, or weight gain, you might be experiencing low T. At Vitalize Health, they can help treat low T and get you back on track. Ramey and Jackie have focused their careers on whole body wellness and can help with everything from testosterone replacement to Botox to help the outside match the inside and regain your youthful appearance. Vitalize Health does accept insurance. Call them today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
Deck City is Lincoln's DIY deck headquarters. With real deck professionals, they can help you throughout the entire process. They also offer financing for qualified customers. Deck City offers the best quality materials so you have a deck built to last. There's everything from yellowwood lumber to the best quality TimberTech composites on the market and high quality aluminum railings by Westbury or Diamond Piers for easy footing install. For those looking to bring your wood deck back to life, they offer good proof ready seal stain. Deck City, your deck material headquarters, is now open Saturdays from 9 to 1, 2 blocks north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
People come, people go. In this business, you never know.
It's a busy week, and again, it's Beat Illinois week. Let me address a couple things on the text line. Where are the one-on-one interviews? Let me explain. So this is the first week of school. So the student athletes I am not jerk enough to demand that they give us time and attention on the first week of school. Most of these are student athletes who have other things that they need to handle. So in that case, I've given coaches and players an opportunity to handle the business, get organized, get settled. Once they've taken care of the first thing, then they can come deal with me and Nick, and we will go one-on-one with them every day. We'll have coaches from 3 o'clock to 3:20, 3:25. We'll have student athletes, Huskers, from 3:30 to probably 3:45, 3:50 each day. But we've pushed that forward. Also, we need to push into September, but that's some more news for another time. Once that news happens, then we can rock and roll and get you guys all of the interviews. We'll talk to the players that you want to talk to. We've got a pretty strong list of about 12 student athletes and 11 coaches that will get us through. They'll get in rotation, and they will come and have conversations for you guys to get to know them, so you can root for them with that. Horny for Husker says, if Adrian takes care of the ball and manages the offense, this will be a blowout. Yeah, I several listeners have said, turnovers will play this thing through. You take care of the ball, there are more plays, more opportunities for you to strike. Nothing breaks a game plan for a coach or a player like a turnover. I can have my play sheet of 20 plays that I want to run because they're the best 20 plays that we run as a team. And then I match up those 20 plays with situation and scenario. Right? The 20 plays. If all of my 20 best plays are all outside zone read or inside zone read, I'm limited. It's a problem. It's a problem. What happens then is a fumbled snap on 2nd and 6 becomes 3rd and 9. All bets are off. Out the window. You put it on the ground. Put it on the ground in their territory, you've wasted a scoring opportunity. Put it on the ground in your territory, you're giving a scoring opportunity. You throw one away and it gets picked off, that is a momentum changer. And if you give up points or first downs on special teams, it's a momentum changer. You're right. Turnovers along the way. And it can be, and there's some that you can't account for. Just simply great hits, a tipped ball, a ricochet, those things. But I'm really focused on putting it on the turf, not having it wrapped up, not securing the ball, penalties in down and distance situations that change you from a run situation or a situation where you could run everything and then making it a pass-only situation. You've reduced your chances of success, and that's how that plays out. So Nebraska's Axel Foley says, Nebraska has been ultra confident the last couple of years. Also, confidence doesn't always mean a lot. No team has ever won a game without confidence. No Big Five team has ever won a game without confidence. Facts. The fact that they both feel good, that's from film study, from drill work, from group work, where you have some understanding of scheme and concept. You've removed questions from these players' heads, where coaches know no matter what I see, it won't be the first time I've seen it, and I will have an answer for it. That's where confidence comes from. Confidence comes from knowing that I've seen the situation, I've been in that situation, I know my opponent, I know myself, and I have what I need. That's what's required there. That's what's required there. That's why I speak of confidence, because as a coach and a player, I can tell you it's super important. DP, thank you for your time. In your opinion, would it make sense or help Adrian to get a north-south running game going under center? Also giving him a bootleg option off of it. I think he would be lethal QB in a power system like Wisconsin runs. Would also help if our defense and time of possession. Thank you. All good points. But there are things that you want from what Adrian needed in past years was the additional 0.7 seconds of time getting a snap away from center. Like he needed that because they weren't sure about the line. They weren't sure about the pass pro. And he wasn't sure that his receivers were going to be open later in the count. I think he feels more confident this year with receivers who can get off the line of scrimmage, who can win a 50-50 ball, and that he thinks that the downhill game with Marquise Stepp would help. Downhill games would always help. If you watch Jacksonville last night, look, the best way to make a quarterback good is to have a running game. A simple running game. So, goodness gracious, Adrian, please. Yes. Let's get him a downhill running game. Take some of the pressure off Adrian and allow him to throw from space. A couple of things. Charlie, the great Charlie Watt. I'm a Stones fan. I'm an old head. I just want to give a shout out. I'm going to name 10 songs in no particular order. They're Stone songs. Charlie, like when you get to see the smile and the smirk on the drum set as Mick is peacocking around, and there's Charlie on the drums with a smirk and a smile, keeping time. Hang Fire is one of my top 10. Beast of Burden, love it. Shattered, rock star song. Great locker room song. Miss You. Can't Get No Satisfaction. Start Me Up, was a part of most games that I was a part of. Brown Sugar is just a jam. A little TNA, Gimme Shelter. Those are some of my favorite Rolling Stone songs. To kind sir. Yes, what do you got?
Little bit of breaking news here. 5 minutes ago, Jamean Graham, he's a defensive lineman. He has entered the transfer portal.
Say his name again.
Jamean Graham.
Okay. It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
If you find out that you can't get it done, a better situation is always out there. God bless the young man and going forward. Stay tuned. Don't unbuckle. Don't unfasten. Do not touch your dial. Do not hit end, exit, or any of that. We've got a Husker Hall of Famer walking in the door. It's Jay Foreman from 4 to 6. Here we go.